Right, so a very good evening, everyone. We'll be starting our presentation sessions now. Please raise your hands and we'll go in the order of raised hands. Right, so yeah, guys, please raise your hands. Okay, so first we have Elritz Gonsalves with us. Can you please share your screen?
It's
Right, so what's your topic name?
doctor search website.
Okay, so, and is it scheduled?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, you can start.
Okay. So my name is Elritz Gonsalves, and I have done the task of building a doctor search website, and I'm part of the web developer group. So first, we need to understand what exactly is this doctor search website. So it is a web-based doctor finding system, and it will recommend doctors to you based on your specialization and the location. So with this website, you can book appointments online, saving time and simplifying the process. And this will help patients make informed decisions and find the doctors that they want, like how many years experience they have, everything will be shown. And so they can make very informed decisions about which doctor they want to see. So now let us see what tech stack we're going to be using to build this website. So to design the website, I have used Figma, and then this Figma has been rendered in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, so we can actually make a website using Locofy.ai. And then at the backend, we have used jQuery to connect the front end to the PHP script. And then we have made a PHP script to access the database and return the relevant information that we need. And for the database, we have used MySQL. And finally, to host the website, we have used 000webhost.com as it provides a free hosting tier and you can host websites for free on this. So now we'll see this Figma design. So essentially this design has been split up into four parts. At top, you can see this navigation bar, which has this logo of the site, this home, about, services, sign up section. And then in the next part, we have this search section where you actually input the specialization of the doctor you want and the area that you're searching in, and you click this button. And then it will show whichever doctors it finds. And then finally, these are just some steps on how you get the consultation. So it will find the doctors and you can book an appointment and then you get your consultation. And last area, we have just have some general information to keep you aware. So now after we have built our Figma design, we use this Locofy plugin to take this Figma design and then we select whichever elements we want and how we want them to behave. So if we want an element to, let's say, to grow in size on hover, or if when we click an element, we wanted to scroll to a certain part of the website and search, we can put that in this Locofy plugin and then it will automatically render this design in the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code. So this is just a small snippet of the code that it renders. And then after we get all these HTML, CSS files for this website, now we actually need this website. So for the website, we're using 00webhost.com. And then whichever CSS and HTML files we have, we upload it to this. We upload it to the file directory of our website, and we upload it in the public HTML directory. And then the one thing to note is this index.html. This will be your landing page. So essentially, if someone goes to your website, this will be whatever is rendered out first. And now after we have made our website and we have started hosting it, now we need to actually build our database of doctors that we're going to use. So for this, we've made a relational database in MySQL. And this database has the following attributes or columns, you could call them. First will be ID. This will be a unique key for each doctor and it will act as a primary key in the database. Then we have the doctor name. Then what specialization is the doctor? How much experience does he have? In which area does he operate? And finally, the image in the form of a web link. So now that we have our database, we actually need something that will interact with this database and will give us whatever information we require. So for that, we're using PHP. So you can see in PHP, we take these two inputs, so search and area. And then we check that whether it's actually been sent. So if it's blank, we'll just return something called bad query and it won't process everything. Then this will be the database information. And then we use this information to connect to the database. And then now we have this SQL query, which is essentially what we want from the database. So in this SQL query, you have select ID, name, experience, image. So this will give you your doctor ID, the doctor name, how many years experience he has, and the image of the doctor from the doctor info table, where the area is like the search area and specialty is a search specialty. So this is essentially what we want to show on the website. And then we take whatever we get from this query and we store it in this variable called result. And now we check whether we actually, when the result we got back, whether we actually got something. So if we got something, the number of rows will be greater than 0. So then we can say, yes, we found some doctors. Otherwise, we'll say there were no doctors found in your area. And then we take this, whatever information we get, and we put it in a relevant format that can be actually be shown on the website. And then after we have this PHP script, we can use Postman to actually validate it. So in Postman, you first need to select your the setting to post, and then you put whichever what you want to test. So here you can see I put my website and then slash webservice.php. And in webservice.php is the actual PHP script that we want to test. And you can see that I've given uh, parameters. So search, which will be dentist, and area, which will be Malgaon. So you can see here we are taking the search in this PHP script and area in this PHP script. So these are essentially the variables we want to send. And then after it receives these variables, it will substitute as required in this SQL query. So now we use jQuery to invoke the PHP script and handle the data that it returns. So what is jQuery? jQuery is essentially a JavaScript library that is like that is specifically built to make all the stuff easy of like specifically finding like search button, all these things. And it's we use Google's API to do this, or Google's this server. So what we are essentially doing in the jQuery script is we are seeing if the search button has been clicked. And if it's clicked, we're taking this input one, we're storing it in this variable type. And then we're taking input two, storing it in this variable doc area. And now we're calling this PHP script and we're giving it the parameters search and this variable type, which is this input one, and area, doc area, which is this input two. And then we're taking this response and we're saying, take this response and replace the search section part of the website with the whatever response we get. So that is essentially how it works. So now I will just do a small demo of the project. So first you can just see the Figma script the Figma file that I've used to create the website. And then you can see there'll be this Locofy, this Locofy plugin. This is what we use to render this Figma file into HTML and CSS. And then this is the directory that we are using, public HTML. So there'll be this index.html and these are the PHP scripts that we're using. And in this index.html, that is also where the jQuery script is contained. So now if we go to the website, you can see that if we click start, it will take you to this area. And you can just say dentist, suppose, or you can say Margam. And now if you click search, it will show you the dentist and how many years experience they have. And now if you want, let's say something else, let's say an oncologist, it will show you this one this. And if there's nothing, it will tell you that no doctors were found in this area. So this is the website demo and essentially how it works. And so now to conclude our project, is this doctor search website is basically a very user-friendly way to find doctors. Otherwise, you mostly only find doctors through recommendation. Like some of your friends or your family will say, "Oh yeah, I know this doctor. He's good. Go to him." So this is you can find doctors more easily. And now we have learned how to effectively design a front end using Figma, and this will essentially help us a lot in our future. This. And now we have learned how to build all the tech stack layers separately and then how to integrate them together. This is a very useful skill that we have learned in this. So what references have I used? I've used the Hackweda playlist on building the Doctor Search website. I've used Stack Overflow to fix a few minor bugs here and there. And W3 schools for general information on JavaScript, jQuery, and such. So if you have any questions, I will take them now. or you can just reach out to me on my email, and I'll do my best to respond to any queries that are there. So I guess there are no questions. So thank you. This is the end of the presentation.
Right. So are you done, Elritz?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Can you just reshare your screen and share your demo? Right. So in your database, is there any input where we get two or more results? Right. For this, do we have two doctors?
No, sir.
So you have like solo doctors for every input.
What?
Like if you type oncologist and Panjim, so you
Hmm.
will get only one doctor as a result.
So two or more doctors I've shown. Dentist in Margam, there were two in
Mm-hmm.
this. More than two are there are not in the database. So there are only five this in the database.
Yeah, and only two. Right. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. See your experience bar is going, and
Yes,
basically
sir.
it's not aligned. Right.
Yes, sir.
So there's some shortage for the CSS file. What happened? Why is it not aligned? That was shown in the ninth video, I guess, for the CSS. Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I believe it's not complete then.
So
Or
it
was
is
there?
aligned. It's just that the text box that we are replacing it was
Hmm.
before it used to be here, and this was like a description box which was very big.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why when we're just going to the left of the description box in the this.
So that has to be a fix for this, right? Maybe
Yes.
make a separate. No, in basically every time you check for in the locofy,
Mm.
I guess there is some fix within the locofy.
Like so here in this
Yeah.
text box is
So
very big.
yeah, basically, and basically you have to make a compartment, and inside that you have to put each and every search, and then this. Can you just
Yeah.
hover over? Yeah, this is a whole
Mm.
search section, right? So
Yes, sir.
within that search section, make three separate compartments for each, like for the search one, for get appointment, for happy consultation.
Yes, I have made.
Okay. Yeah,
So if you see here
yeah,
this
yeah. Okay, yeah,
section.
okay. Just stop for on one section. Yeah, for
Mm.
find, and then just uh drop down all the properties that you have. Okay, okay,
And then this
okay.
will be the logo and the icon.
Hmm. Okay. Basically, it's going left. Okay.
Yeah,
So
because this description box
it's
is
got,
big.
yeah. So this is stretch it downwards, no? Like we don't want to complete it in two lines.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can just stretch it downwards so that it
Yeah.
will accommodate. Okay. That will do. And
Yes, sir.
yeah. See, talking about the presentation. See, you used good colors. Presentation was simple, but it was well structured. You talked about each and every step, how you went from Figma till the end of the design and
Yes,
end
sir.
of the results. So basically, you covered everything. Uh, I believe you could have shown Postman live, not just snippet.
Oh, yes, sir.
And
Postman, the script is.
yeah,
So you can see we are sending this search
mm,
dentist area
mhm,
Margao.
right.
And now it's returning it in JSON. So if we like convert it to
Change it.
JSON, it will give you a proper
Hmm.
format. Name,
Right,
experience, email.
right. So yeah, that's one thing. You can just
Yes.
show it properly, not just a snippet.
Yeah.
And then your code as well.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a good explanation of the code, which is good. Not many people explain their code properly. And then you show us the database. Can you show the database again?
The database, I only.
Try to at least have 9 to 10 results.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and see, you started good. It's just the hook story was quite short, if you ask me. if you like you want a web doctor's website, and then you created it. So there was some
Yes.
shortage of information. You could have used some other hook story,
Yes.
or modified your hook story. Basically, you could have just practice beforehand, before actually giving the actual presentation, and then you can have your own feedback on where you are missing
Yes.
some, right. And then in the reference, you explain the references as well. And yeah, as I said, it's well structured, and you explain each and every step, which is a good point. And what you can improve is the demo part that I said. You just
Yes,
stretch
sir.
it so it would accommodate it there. And uh, talking about the fourth and fifth slide, can you just click on fourth slide, right? And then the fifth slide, right? So sometimes your font size are bigger, and then sometimes it's smaller. So try to have
Yes,
this
sir.
have uniformity in the font size, and it's a code, right? So
Yeah.
try to give a single slide for it, so you don't have to put a short snippet of it, because it's
Okay, sir.
hardly we are actually hardly able to read it properly.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if you are not zooming, so just put a single slide for that code.
Yes, sir.
Right. So yeah, that's all from my side. Your presentation was okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. Just try to update that using CSS properly,
Yes,
and
sir.
then reshare. Have you submitted in technical support your task?
Ye- Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. Then just update your demo, and re send it to the GitHub, and then reshare it with your technical support. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you,
Right.
sir.
So yeah, sure. So next, moving forward, we have Khalid Ansari with us. Yeah, Khalid. You can share your screen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Sir, can you see my screen?
Yeah. What's your topic name?
Doctor search website.
Okay. Yeah, you can start.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Khalid Ansari from the Web Developers Group, and this is a presentation on my first task, Doctor Search website. Basically, I received a task from Hackweather Limited to develop a doctor search website. They sent an email which stated that the requirements were such that one would be able to search doctors based on two parameters, that is, the doctor category and the area. Hence, keeping these two parameters in mind, I developed this project. So this is the content of the presentation. We have introduction, technology and tools used, development stages, website demo, conclusion, and references. Now, Doctor Search website is an online platform which helps us to find doctors and healthcare providers on based on the category we want to search and the area. And it has a user-friendly interface and detail about each provider, and hence it helps us find the right doctor. These are the technology and tools which I used. I used Figma to design the prototype for the website, and then using Locofy, I converted it to functional HTML and CSS code. And then I made my MySQL database in using my PHP MyAdmin tool, and then made the web. I used PHP web service to make the web service API. And PHP is basically a general purpose scripting language to develop dynamic and interactive web page. And then I use Postman to test the API. And then to host the website, I use 000 web host because it's a free hosting site. And then jQuery is used to connect the front end to the back end. These are the development stages. In the first step, we designed the prototype for the website using Figma. Then the step 2, convert the Figma design to HTML code using Locofy AI. Step 3, hosting the website on web host server. Step 4, create the database in MySQL using PHP MyAdmin. And then step 5, we connect the web service API using PHP language and test it using Postman. And step 6, we connect the backend with frontend using jQuery. So we go in detail about each step. This is a Figma through which we design the prototype. This is my design, which I used Figma to design it. In this, we took the whole page index and then we divided into 4 sections: the name banner section, the service section, and the description section. So this is how I took it. And then I use Locofy to convert the Figma design into functional and HTML, CSS code. It also allows us to tag, style, and put responsiveness. This is the Locofy plugin, which I ran in Figma. With this, we can optimize our code. We can choose each part and choose what to do with that. Basically, this is a search button. If we click on it, and then we'll get a tagging. Basically, if we choose it, if it is a button or some text. So if I took this search as a button, and then what it does, we can add actions to it as well. Also, we can put styling and layout like hover effect, or clicking on it, it blinks, etc. And then finally, after doing all those, we can sync to the builder, which converts it into HTML, CSS code. This is how we do it. We click on that sync builder in the previous page, and then we get this page. Here we can edit if we want the HTML and CSS code. And finally, if we are satisfied, we can just export it as a zip file. And then we start in the step 3, we host the website on 000 web host. This is where in the 000 web host, I uploaded all the files in the file manager of it. These are all the files: the global CSS, index HTML, and the web service 1 PHP. And then I made the database using MySQL language using the PHP MyAdmin. This PHP MyAdmin is available in the 000 web host as a built-in database management tool, and it is used to create tables, define schema, perform basic operations like insert, modify, etc. So this is how we do it. This is the web host site. Here will be a dashboard. We go to tools, we go to database manager, and then we get this database through which we can go to the PHP MyAdmin. This is my database. In the database, basically, I took ID, doctor name, doctor information, doctor area, doctor image, and doctor category. ID is the primary key. Meanwhile, according to the requirements of the client, we needed doctor area and doctor category through which we could search the doctor we want, and hence we took them. And then finally, we connect the web service API using the PHP language. Basically, what this does is we take input like doctor category and location and return, and it searches the database in the database, and then it returns to the front end. So this is my web service PHP code. Basically, these are the 2 parameters through which we post search in area, and then if these are set, only then it connects to the database and it checks the connection. And then this is the SQL query through which we get the doctor. Basically, we select the doctors in doctor area where we select everything from doctors, where doctor area is like search area and doctor category is like search parameter as set in this part. And then we connect it, and if there are results and the number of rows are greater than 0, then this data is printed. Basically, doctors found in our area, and then doctor data which is blank currently. If there is if we fetch some results, then we store these which is fetched from the database into these variables: ID, doctor name, doctor information, doctor image, and then finally we concatenate doctor data with these variables, with this information, basically doctor image, doctor name, doctor info. And then otherwise, if nothing is found, then no doctor found in your area will be printed. Otherwise, it will be bad query. And finally, we echo the data. And also data is concatenated with doctor and data and doctor data. And then For testing the web service API, we use Postman. It's important to do this because before integration with the front end. So this is the Postman, which yeah. So this in Postman we set the request as post, and then we put our website link, and then we put the our website PHP name, web service one.php. I took two parameters, search and area, and I inputted, for example, testing it, general physician in Delhi, and I got the results like this. And finally, the last step, in which is jQuery. We connect the backend with frontend using jQuery. Basically, we don't need to reload the whole web page to get the result. It will directly print it in the search section. Basically, you don't have to go to another link. And so Ajax is used to do that. And this is the jQuery code. Basically, what it does is, this is the document ready. If it is ready, then if the search button is clicked on the web page, then if the doctor type which we entered there and doctor area which was entered will be stored in the variable, and then we post it to the web service page, and then it generates some response. If already some search section is there, it replaces with this response. So this is a jQuery. Now I'll show you the demo. This is my web page. So if I click this, home is used for reloading the whole page. Home basically refreshes the whole page, and these are about and services. It gets started. It'll take us to.
Sorry to interrupt you, but we are still on your PPT.
Huh?
We can still see your PPT, not the
Okay.
demo. We can still see the PPT. Can you just change it to your demo?
Okay. Can you see it, the website?
Right now it's.
Yeah. So this is the website. There is home button. Home button basically refreshes the whole page. About and services is about this web page and the related services which are available. And this get started, which will take us to this the 3 steps which helps us to book an appointment and get consultation. And this is the last description section, which is about the website. So let's if we click on this, we'll go to this part, which is our search area, and then here, suppose I put general physician, and the area is like Delhi. Just 2 doctors will be found. If we put some other doctor, for example, if it is not there in the database, like pediatrician, there will be no doctor found in my area. And if it is some pediatrician is there in Goa, which is in my this database, will show this. So basically, this is the website. Can you see now the PPT back, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So now we continue with the PPT. The website demo was shown. This is the conclusion slide. In conclusion, the Doctor Search website project has addressed the challenges and requirements of the client, that is basically finding and selecting suitable healthcare providers in one's area. We can get appointment of doctors as per our choice. This project has helped me to get acquainted with the Figma, how to create a front-end design with Figma, and how to convert it to code using Locofy, which helps us a lot and saves time. And there were some limitations faced during development, such as there were limited functionalities of 000 web host, like only 2 database of MySQL and limited storage. Also, Figma's free plan only allows us like 3 projects, and some minor issues like it requires connection all the time. Also, when I first tested it, the PHP was not able to access the database for some reason. Like then I searched it in GitHub, it showed like the password should not have special characters, but for some reason it directly resolved itself without doing anything. So those were some minor issues which I faced. These are the references which I used. Hack with a full stack web development YouTube playlist, Locofy tutorial, and Figma web design tutorial. Thank you. If you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, you can email them on this or contact on WhatsApp on this number. Thank you.
Right. So are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Since you are taking questions, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what other hosting websites do you know other than WebHost, Zebra WebHost?
Sir, only this I have used till now. Others I don't know. I didn't
Right.
bite any
So
oil.
while you were following the playlist,
Yes.
there was a GoDaddy, right?
There was some
There
other
was
in that some
a
other
GoDaddy.
yes.
Yeah,
GoDaddy web
yeah, they
hosting
use
site.
GoDaddy, and then there are some hosting there and other hosting website as well, right?
Yes.
So and see, can you just scroll down to the first slide of your,
First slide.
yeah, right,
Yes.
right. So you have used good colors in your PPT. Your PPT is well structured as well. You started good, but it's just a why of the task can always be used a good hook story. Like, yeah, you did mention like about a task that is allotted to you, but apart from that, why would you use a search website, right?
Okay.
So that could have been used hook story, the part of hook story. Then you started good, and there was a good introduction. You explained each and every step, and then there was a good explanation of the code as well. The demo part is complete as well, and there could have been a uniqueness in the
Design.
demo, the design, and because it's exactly same as the
The
playlist has
playlist.
provided you, right?
Yes.
So there is no uniqueness in that.
Yes.
So you could have added some other design or some other because and as well there is no hover effects on like home search services, right? So we
Yes.
could have added in the Locofy as well.
Yes.
Uh, and can you just show me your demo once?
Yes, sir. Can you see that?
Yeah. So let's just say you don't put anything in your input, just clear everything. Yeah, and just
Yes.
yeah, tap on the search. Okay, it does.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It shows everything.
Okay,
Every
okay.
doctor's available.
Right. Okay. That's what I wanted to see. And when you click healthcare, does it refreshes?
Yes.
Okay.
Home. It
And
refreshes.
get started takes you to
Get
the
bottom. This again 3 steps.
right. So
Search
get
section.
started should actually get you to the
This
input
one.
section. Yeah.
No, but this find best doctors takes us to the input section after get started.
Okay. So okay,
This one.
is your site responsive? Like, can you open it in your phone? Can you open it in your tablet? Like,
That I didn't see, sir.
okay,
I have to
okay.
check that.
That was actually an extra part. So
Yes.
you can make your site responsive as well. Right.
Yes.
So as I said, you covered everything. There was a good explanation of the code as well, and you ended well as well. Uh, I believe the hook story could have been improved,
Yes.
and you can improve on your demo part as well, like if
Yes.
you want to. And yeah, that's all from my side.
Oh,
Yeah, overall it was a good presentation.
thank you.
Yeah, sure. And do try to prepare from the next time onwards. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
For the Q&A section, because you ask questions and somebody asks
Okay.
you, so there has to be some answers, right?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you can stop sharing that. Right. So since we don't have any more presenters here, we'll end our presentation sessions now. Very good evening, everyone, and thank you.